Right. Jesse on fire. Sorry about that, you guys. I had about 1,000 things going on all at once. I'm going to mute you guys for 1 second while I talk to my... Hi, you guys. Oh, my God. 6:20. 6:06. Anyway, hi, guys. How are you? So, copy 10-4. Man, when you give a walkie-talkie to an 8-year-old, they are very happy. Okay, bye. Anywho, so what's up, everybody? This is we'll get into some more detail about that the whole story. I'll show you guys some documentation that just to put into perspective, like how big this document was and what all of the stuff that went into this was, and I'll let you guys see. So, that's what I was trying to think of, dude. That's what I was trying to think of. Over and out. Over and out.
What? I don't know what that means.
It means we're done talking. So, like, over and out, then you say over and out, then we're done. Anyway, so what is everybody up to, man? We got I'll just talk about some random stuff for the first few minutes, like people get on, and then we'll go from there. Let me ask you guys this, dude. Let me ask you guys this. Anybody else feel what's the right word? I actually don't know the right word. But I spent a good portion of my day watching American installations around the world getting hit with missiles for the first time in my entire life. I'm like, I don't like how this feels. I don't like seeing our stuff getting attacked. It is, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It is, I don't know. I probably should not even talk about that right now. But anyway, that's I will derail this entire conversation. So first, I think the way I'll do this is I'll just kind of tell you guys the story as I experienced it, because it was very scary, And what's funny is I can't even say for sure that I can't say anything for sure about this entire story. Literally, I can't say anything. Tiffany Schmidt, thank you for the super chat. Jesse, stay focused. Don't let us derail you. Yes, we all feel that way. Yep, for sure. Thank you for the super chat. But so essentially what happened, and I will take you guys back to the night this happened because I'm sure a lot of you actually saw this, right? So if I go to my channel and I show you the exact video, let me share my screen with you guys so you can see it. So I think, like if we go back, we're gonna have to go all the way back to October. So 3 months ago. So what's that? October, November, December, January. Okay, so like it would be right around here. 5. Nope, that's too far. We're looking for David, the cheering guy. There it is. Okay, so this video right here. Okay, so I'll just play part of this because this is the video. This was on, let's see the exact date. So this was October 20th, 2025. Okay. So like most videos, I had not
sent me this last night. Okay.
I had not reviewed. I hadn't, like, a lot of the times talking things through is what helps me kind of focus my thoughts. And so this was kind of the first time that I was covering this post, you know, because this is obviously David, who was cheering in the crowd after the Charlie Kirk shooting. And like, I mean, certainly a pretty substantial reason to be suspicious of this guy, followed by the 2 videos that he posted. And for the record, at the beginning of this, I have no like concrete evidence that this guy has done anything wrong. If for no other reasons, from legal reasons, I still don't know if this code is even real. I don't know. You know, I'll just literally explain to you guys exactly how this happened as it happened, and then we'll go through it. Because like I said, I didn't have any intention of ever talking about this. You know, what happened was someone leaked the briefing video to Barron for sure, and probably to others. And Barron was nice enough to reach out. And when I found out that someone, and you know, some random Proton mail had sent it to him, I'm like, okay, so whoever has this is clearly trying to get this out. So I'd rather just, you know, since Barron brought it to me, let him have the story, and then I'll just comment on it afterwards. So yeah, I mean, that's what it is. And so anyway, he had been like, so I did a video about him the day before, maybe 2 days before, and someone reached out to me. There's a lot of you guys who are actually involved in this story, and you didn't realize it at the time. So someone emailed me right after I did the original video, and they're like, hey, did you know that David reactivated his X account and he posted some super weird post on X? So whoever sent me that is the kind of beginning of this entire process. So I went to his X account and I found that he had posted this one on October 17th. And I'll let you guys watch this. This is me kind of going through it at the time.
This guy had deleted his profile, okay, after the thing. And now he's back on. Not really sure why. Maybe he decided deleting his profile was, I don't know, more suspicious than putting it up. But check this out, okay? You want to see something absolutely mind-blowing? First of all, okay, he joined December of 2024. That we're going to come back to, okay? So just put that in the back of your brain for a second, okay? Look at this post that he puts up. Okay. I apologize. This is long, but we're going to read a little bit of it. And then we're going to get back to, you know, some other stuff because some other people found some stuff about him as well. Okay. Check this out. Learn this, that an oath breaker is greater than a liar. So trust is better than belief. Liar. L-I-E-R.
And by the way, I think an important piece of context here is also that at this moment, I was, you know, I mean, I was very confident that who had perpetrated this crime was a big group of leftists who clearly had foreknowledge, because there were posts all over the internet of people, you know, being like, oh, Charlie's going to get it on September 10th. You know, ooh, look out for Utah Valley. He's done, dude. Charlie's going to get got. You know, all these like trans radical accounts. So like, of course, I between that, the guy cheering, the story that Lyman told on Alex Jones about the 2 girls there, where they're like, you know, the 2 goth girls that weren't scared, and they're like, fuck these people. I was like, dude, this has to have been them. And, you know, the other thing too was I don't know, man, like when Butler happened, I just had this very strong, overwhelming feeling that there was a like large conspiracy behind it. And for some reason with the Charlie one, I didn't have that feeling. I felt like it was probably what we were looking at, you know, which obviously subsequently my opinion on all of it has changed. But so at this point, when you're watching this video, that's where my head was at, you know, that I was confident the leftists were responsible. And at this point, what I think is likely is that, you know, if my hypothesis is right in the other direction, that they leaked, you know, that they put that out on purpose, you know, like, oh, Charlie's going to get got, so that leftists from those groups would show up or spread that, you know, themselves spread that around the internet. But,
and then over here, he says liar. And you're like, Okay, and he misspells liar and liar like over and over and over. Okay, this is code. He has said this is a message that he's sending out to people somehow. But look, learn this, comma, comma. Okay, that asterisk. An oath breaker is greater than a liar, asterisk, or semicolon. I'm sorry. Jesus, Jesse, you don't know the difference between an asterisk and a semicolon? So trust is better than belief, period. Okay, exactly. That's the paradox nested inside of your statement. Let's explore it slowly. A liar with, stars on both sides, whatever you go, denies truth, but may never have promised anything. An oath breaker, stars, once embraced truth, then betrayed it. A person can be neither star, if they keep their word and speak truth, one star. Okay, like, look, this is a fucking message. Okay, like, this is him writing a coded message. This dude is Antifa. Okay, this dude is Antifa.
Allegedly.
Okay, this is like high level Antifa shit. And this dude is writing some kind of thing.
To be clear, I am not saying that anyone is anything as a statement of fact at all. Whether I said that at that time or not, I have no way of proving that. And I'm not saying that now either.
Now, even still, okay, when you go through here and then so the structure you're pointing to implies a star spectrum of integrity, not a binary. And then here, if we phrase it in your style, you have this whatever, I don't even know what you even called this thing. A liar rejects truth, semicolon. This thing over here, and then this big long dash. Then this, okay, comma. I'm telling you right now, all of these weird symbols are a code that indicate how many letters to the right or something like that. It'll be something weird like that. It'll be like, for when there's a 2 star, that means that, the third letter to the right is the letter that actually matters, and then if it's this thing right here, it's like 5 letters to the right. So every time that there is some weird kind of thing, 2 apostrophes means 1 to 2 to the left. Okay, that way all they have to remember is 10 different things, right? This is a big, this is how these codes work. Okay, so if you remember, right, semicolon equals.
Okay, so real quick, let me show you guys something else. So this is where I first learned about people using ciphers like this to communicate. Was in a documentary that I watched on the Aryan Brotherhood, which I think is kind of hilarious, actually. But the AB was using a 400-year-old bilateral cipher double alphabet system invented by Sir Francis Bacon in 1623 to securely transmit messages, including orders for violence within the federal prison system. So they were essentially in the case of this one, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that when there was a capitalized letter, if you put a little tail on it, then that meant it was like a 1. And if you did not put on it, it was a 2. And so it was a 2-layered code that was, what do you call it? Like a binary or whatever it is when it's either 1s or 2s. And then it would basically, you had a long ass letter. And then ultimately it would break down to a word. Like the one that I remember was like war on DC, some gang, right? Huge letter. And all it broke down to is that. So when I was looking at this, obviously, as I was explaining in the video, I'm like, what on earth? What is this? This has to be some kind of code, because why else would someone structure this way? What's up with all of the weird punctuation and all of that, right? So after I did this video, right? So after I did that video, I had tons of people, let me see how many views that video got. Yeah, so this video got 140,000 views. It's a lot of people, man. That's a lot of people. And so I had a lot of people who tried to crack this thing, right? Daniel, thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Pete, thank you. Jesse the kids, maintain radio silence over. Yeah, exactly, dude. And Shauna, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for your dedication to the truth. Thank you very much. I will never put things on my channel that I like believe are not true, and certainly nothing that I know is not true. Anyway, but so I said first, I had one person reached out to me and they told me that they were in contact with David through DM, and you could see some of those messages in the briefing to the FBI that I ended up creating. I had I blocked his name, but so he was actually having a conversation with David, and he was coming back to me and he's like, what should I ask him? And so I would feed him the questions. He would ask him the questions and then he would get the answers back and I would have those. And at the same time, I had, I don't even know, 20 to 50 people. Okay, this is awesome, but I am actively live streaming and I need you to maintain radio silence. If you want, you can come to the studio and show me all of the golf balls that you found for about 1 second. But from now until then, you need to not be blowing me up. Okay, copy, radio silence, out. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, I had like 20 to 50 people start sending me things and they're like, hey man, I think I cracked this cipher or whatever. Right. And all of them were basically just breaking down. This is where I can show you this. Right. So this is a transcript from one of my, my investigator that I worked on this with. Right. And like the beginning of this entire document is him trying to crack this cipher if you look through this, the reason that I kept it, because like the one, I kept this one also because I wanted to be able to demonstrate to the feds that like, look at all of the different ways that that we tried to break this code absent anything else. Right. And it's just no, nothing. The asterisk word isolation, this image makes no, okay. Then like every 12th letter of the image, nothing. And then it would, AI would parse it out. Nothing. Okay. Now take every 12th letter, move it back 4 places in the alphabet. Nothing. Like this just goes on and 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 on. This is all trying to find some kind of code in the text and it's not there. Okay. So then, so at this point, right, at that point, I get an email from someone who says, hey, I've gotten good at giving AI prompts and I think that I cracked this thing. And he provides a cipher key and he says that, what it spit out was, dates and locations. And one of them is in Washington, D.C. or near Washington, D.C. And here are the dates. So that got my attention, obviously, because all of the other messages had been things like, they're like, hey, I cracked the cipher. And it says a liar is not a whatever. And it was just like a sentence that was exactly like what was in the post. Right. I'm like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. But that one, a date and location from that guy that's cheering, who I was, confident enough that, like he was suspicious enough that I had been talking about him very consistently. Right. So I take that email, send it to my guy who had done all of this work. I mean, we're still not, okay, this is it right there. So this is where we entered it in, right? Look at all of this. This entire document up till this point is him trying a million different things to try to find some kind of underlying code in that text. All of this is all failure, 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 failure. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay. So here is where it starts. Like this is like this document is just copied and pasted from this one. Whoops, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Wait, where did I just go? What did I just? Oh, sorry. Okay, so that one is just copied and pasted from this one. So this is the one that we just went through, but just to show down, find that again where it starts after we put in the cipher key. Okay. Okay, here you go. So this was the cipher key, right? So Washington approximately 3926N, date are one of more. Here are the dates, and you can see right there, November 22nd. Okay. And then if we go to, how do I show the date on this one? Like, because like, or here, I'll take you over here. All right. So on this one, you can see right here, the details created on October 20th. What? The other one shows that, when was the last time that this was like, there you go. So last time it was modified is October 24th, 2025. Okay. No one has changed this document since October 24th. Right. And, I'm trying to find the dates on here, but I mean, believe me, like no one modified these, right? So once it's entered in here, from this point forward, every way that we tried to disprove that these were real failed. Like literally, we tried a million different things trying to get it, like just trying to get the system to say like, no, this isn't actually embedded in this image, because there's a screenshot of the post. And so it was, the only issue was it was Baltimore Harbor, not Washington, D.C. And then you can see November 22nd, 2025. There are subsequent messages, which ended up updating different locations and stuff. So like you can see right here, is that encoded in this? So like the decoded information strongly indicates an operational meeting of coordinated group at a location in the Baltimore, Maryland vicinity, the night of November 22nd, 2025. Would you like to analyze the immediate tactical significance of these, yada, yada? And then, so it's like, is that encoded in this image? Okay. After 1,000 no's, yes, the location and data are encoded in the image text using the method you described, capitalized first letter, converted to numbers, and reduced to single digits. The philosophical discussion about moral topology is confirmed to be camouflage used to conceal the actual data, which is extracted from the capitalized pattern, steganograph. Jesus, you'd think that I'd have learned how to say that. It's a null cipher. And then here is a step-by-step decoding process that yields the target coordinates and the dates. And so it just walks through exactly how it does it. Okay. And from here, it just gets more and more and more and more detailed, right? At that point, so we're like, what are the, tactical, the choice of a water-based coordinate cannot be it's just literally, and like all the rest of this is just scarier. Oh, even more scary. Here's a new, and then here's a new post. He puts up a new post. And it's like, what's the new string of digits in this image? And it just kept on going and going and going. And to where we get to, watch. Okay. So what we get after the other posts is it says that it's figured out that it's a container, that like this sequence of numbers is a container number. And the number 1405 is overwhelmingly associated with hazardous materials and specialized response protocols. This suggests the asset is a chemical, biological, or high-risk explosive payload. Hazardous material, Rule 1405. Rule 1405 is environmental and safety regulations. specifically govern the control of ethylene oxide emissions, a highly toxic gas used for sterilization. The rule mandates monitoring and applies to facilities and warehouses receive yada, yada, yada. Okay. So like at the end of the day, where this, what it tells us that it's doing is like when we're like, give us the full breakdown. And what it told us is that it is probably a container with hazardous materials inside of it, that has been intentionally mislabeled so that when a fire starts, it will, the wrong response will be administered and it will detonate and it'll be a mass casualty event. Huge, huge, huge problem, right? Now, later on, with the other posts, we have a, hold on, I could show you this, or actually I showed it in the video. Like, so there were multiple locations. We weren't sure. Port of Los Angeles was one of them also. But the reason that this, again, was so concerning, as it related to this right here, is because of what was in the brief that I put together, which was that we found out that particular guy had, he's not using his real name, and we don't know why. And his actual person was part of a response team that responded to disasters just like that. Right? His history coincides with the response teams that would have, like, if you have one of these gigantic, hazardous material spills or explosions or whatever. So what we're left with is like, so at that point, now I'm fucking scared, obviously. Right. And so I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do with this. By the time that we're here and it's telling us this, now I am legitimately afraid. What the fuck did I just stumble on? Like, what is this? Like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know how real this is. Is AI fucking with us? I can't tell. So I called Nate, right? You guys may know him as Valhalla VFT, because obviously his background is he's a Green Beret, operations guy. And, in any of these different branches of special operators, there's levels to Navy SEALs. Okay. Like to civilians, people are they're like, that guy's a Navy SEAL. And it's like, damn. I mean, they're obviously very impressive regardless of which, who they like. Just being a Navy SEAL is a big deal no matter what. But inside the teams, you have Navy SEALs, and then you have guys that were SEAL Team 6. It's a completely different universe. The 6 guys are, they've done so much more operational stuff. They were in the line of fire so much more. They've killed so many more guys, right? And Green Beret, exactly the same. And Nate is one of these guys that's like done, he was a super high level operator that was dealing with all of this exact type of stuff. So I brought it to him to be like, what am I looking at here, dude? Like, could this be real? Like, could this be real, or is this AI, just making shit up? I was very much hoping that Nate was going to tell me that it is like, nah, dude, I think the prompt that you guys gave AI, sent it on one of these wild goose chases. I was hoping for that. That is definitely not what he told me. He told me the exact opposite, which was he can't get into, codes they use to communicate and, all that stuff, or codes that they're breaking. But he's like, yeah, this is something that you need to take this up the ladder for sure. So at that point, he introduced me to Chris Pihota, who is, he's gonna come on a live stream next week. He offered to come on tonight. He literally just had throat surgery on Thursday. That's how big of a savage he is, dude. He was just like, he's like, I'll come on, dude. He's like, it's fine. I'm like, did you just have like a super invasive surgery in your throat on Thursday? He's like, yeah, I might not be able to be on for that long. I'm like, let's give it a week, dude. Like, just rest. There's no, this story's not going anywhere. But he's he's that big of a savage. He was just going to come on and do this stream anyway. But just so that in case you guys have not seen him or known who he is, like, he's a big deal in the feds, dude. So this is Chris Piota. So he retired as an FBI division chief. And, you know, as we've discussed previously on the show, like the hierarchy at the FBI is director, deputy director, and then the division chiefs. So he was third in command at the FBI. I'll show you guys his resume. So when he retires, he's the chief of the FBI Science and Technology Program. Okay. He's executive assistant director to lead and integrate geographically dispersed workforce of 5,500 investigators, scientists, technologists, IT professionals, business managers to address emerging cyber threats, data protection needs, crime problems, national security risks. He was the director of U.S. Terrorist Screening Center. He's the head of field operations, senior executive service. Like, he's a fucking big deal, dude. He's the deputy director of terrorist screening centers. So, like, he's the exact guy, that you would want to bring it to. So Nate introduced me to Chris, and as you could imagine, this is a situation very challenging to communicate to someone the first time, right? Like, try to imagine being in my position and then trying to verbally communicate to someone who doesn't really know who this guy David is, doesn't really know anything about this. And you're just kind of talking to them. You're like, okay, so check this out. We found this guy. And then at a certain point, you're going to say, and we were talking to AI. It sounds fucking ridiculous. Right? And I'll tell you a really funny story about that actually in a second. Hang on, let me get caught up here real quick. Okay, so we've got Jamie sent you something. Read it, please. If you don't agree, it's weird just by the, okay, hang on. Let me check on that. I'll check that. I'll check that out later. I will check that out later for sure. Moon Goddess, thank you for the super chat. Jesse, you are familiar with the narrative credibility index. If not, you should check this out. It definitely new perspective to seeing the world. Narrative credibility index. I am not, but I will pull that up and look at it later because that is very interesting. It's a structured, often AI-driven framework used to evaluate the trustworthiness, transparency, and coherence of stories, reports, and claims. It measures factors like evidence density and consistency, helping to detect misinformation or greenwashing in sustainable. Dude, this is great. So you can, wow, thank you for that tip. That is amazing. I might upload this stream and the documents and just see what it says. Dustin, thank you for the super chat. Thank you very much, dude. I can't believe I'm late. Great work on all this stuff, Jesse. Thank you very much, good sir. And Jamie is a member. You weren't a member, dude? Jeez. I'm just kidding. Okay, so let me sidetrack the Chris story just because I want to tell you the other people who I brought this to. Okay, so I went to Nate, and then Nate sent me to Chris. That's the FBI chain of this, right? The other chain that I went to was I'm like friends with someone who runs an entire division of Homeland Security. I don't want to say which one because I don't want to out the guy. He literally is the top person in this division. And when this happened, he was on vacation in Japan. Okay. So I'm freaking the fuck out. Okay. Like, I'm wigging out because I was convinced that this guy, and again, I have no idea if any of this is real, and I still don't, and I don't have any idea if this guy David was involved in anything or whatever. I genuinely don't. But I was terrified, obviously. Like, the thing is telling us, and we tried to disprove it 1,000 different ways. This code is embedded in this And it is a container ship meant to be mass casualty event. This is like, what am I going to do? Not report it? So when I reached out to, I'll call him Jimmy, right? So when I reach out to Jimmy, he's in Japan, and at the time, I'm trying to explain this to him, and he's on the subway in Japan. Okay. So like, he can't hear me. I already realized as soon as I start talking, I'm like, this sounds insane. He's going to think I'm a fucking idiot. Like, he knows me well enough to know that I'm not an idiot, but we've never interacted on something like this before at all. So he's like, he's like, send over what you have and I'll send it around to the different people. And all I had at the time was just this gigantic, like transcript of our interaction with the AI, right? Like, so I didn't know what else to send him. So I just sent that off to him. And I've thought about that ever since. I'm like, gosh, he must have thought I was such a moron. And also, like, why is this guy wasting my time with some stupid shit when I'm on vacation? Nonetheless. Okay. So with Chris, I was able to kind of like, especially because Nate was on the call with me. I think if Nate hadn't been on the, in the Zoom call with me, I don't know how it would have gone, but he knows Nate. And so if Nate is being like, you should listen to this, he's going to listen. And so he did. And the end of that conversation essentially was, he's like, so look, this is what he's like, he's like, I mean, you're doing a good thing here bringing this. And what I would like you to do is put together something that I can send up the ladder. Cause he's retired. Like he's not going to do it. He needs to send it to the proper people. So he's like, just put something together that's going to communicate all of this stuff so I could send it up the chain. And I'm like, okay. So we got off the call. I was sitting there like, what the fuck? How the hell am I going to tell this story? Because like, it should come as no surprise. Like documenting things is not necessarily I'm pretty good at bullet pointing thing, like taking a document and then making a bullet point with, category. Anyway, I'm okay at that, but obviously I'm much better at communicating if I can do it on a video and provide that. So literally I just was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to make a video for the FBI. Like, I'm just going to make a video, explain the entire thing, and then provide. Georgia. Who's this? Hang on a second, you guys. Georgia. Are you guys home? Are the kids here? The littles are here? Jesus, scared the shit out of me. Some fucking adult on my kid's walkie-talkie. Okay. They're in my living room. Anyway, so I provide the video and I did the video, made the document, sent it over to Chris. And then ultimately he sent it up the ladder to like the absolute, not Cash or Bongino, but like when he told me who got it, I was like, holy shit. So anyway, from there, I was obviously super fucking afraid because let's just pretend for a second that it's real for sure. What kind of people are communicating through a code like that and coordinating some kind of attack on U.S. soil? The kinds of people who, if they figure out that you like have information they don't want out, will put a fucking bullet in your face. You know what I mean? Or have you do it to yourself or whatever. So I was fucking scared, man. Like, I was scared and I was very cautious in terms of, different things. But then at the same time, I still didn't know if it was even I didn't even know it was real. Like I literally did not even know if it was real. And so I would say that, so that was, that, I would say that. So what? Maybe like. So I did that video. What day was the video again? So that video was on October 20th. And what's up, baby?
You know how you said show us how many balls we found?
Oh my gosh.
I told you we found a lot.
Let me see. Wait, hang on. Come over here. Let me see. But so this was
But this one's mine.
okay, hang on for a second, baby.
This big one's mine.
So this was created on the same day. Oh no, I'm sorry. Modified on the 24th. Oh no, but this was on the 20th. Okay, so it's literally like, yeah, created on October 20th. So this was done the same day as the video drop. So all of this happened within like 6 hours of when I dropped the thing. What's up? Dang. That's a big haul from my children's.
Want to see this one?
Sure. And then you guys gotta be. Whoa. Yeah, you can. Okay, that's sick. I want that actually. Okay.
This one's mine.
Okay. Beat it. I'll see you guys in a
Can
bit.
I be in?
No, not tonight.
Oh, I wasn't.
Wait, take the cat, dude. Cat can't stay.
Jasmine can't stay. Jenna, I don't know how to get that from.
So, okay, Georgia.
Papa.
Just grab him, dude. You think he's going? Okay. Anyway, no, Georgia. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Lock him in here. Then he's gonna cry. Then you can come get him. Okay. So, so yeah, so that's like, so we created that. Let me see when I I first created the investigative conclusion thing. Let me see when I uploaded this video. That's actually, this will tell me like, because it took a while. The video. That was only on the 24th. Like this is saying it was on, I could have swore that I took long. Man, that's crazy. Cause like in my memory, this video took a lot longer than 4 days because I was, that's really crazy. I remembered it taking much longer than 4 days. Like I thought that but nonetheless, so 4 days later that goes off. Okay. So from there, I mean, I basically knew once it went off that I wasn't really going to have any insight into like the chain of custody or what was going to happen. Like I didn't expect to be like inside the loop, you know? I said that myself and my investigator would be available, obviously, for them to talk to, but we ended up talking to them we ended up talking to them much later. So I talked to Chris throughout this entire thing, but on November 22nd, so the first day that was listed on the document, I was in an Airbnb with Gabrielle. My birthday is November 23rd. So it's like, oh, what do you want to do for your birthday? It's like, let's get an Airbnb and we'll go party by ourselves and we'll bang till 6 a.m. Right? Let's get all hopped up and do that. So we were up at like 2:30 in the morning, spracked out on, Adderall potentially. And I see that my phone has rang 10 billion fucking times. And my investigator had sent me 50 fucking messages. And I was like, Jesus, what is this guy doing? And I looked, and that's when the container fire had happened in the Port of LA. And there was an active shelter in place at that moment because whatever was in that container, like the UN 1040 or whatever it was so dangerous that if people, they told everyone within a massive, massive radius to stay inside of their houses. They even took the ship a mile out to sea while they dealt with it because of whatever. Now, they were able to put this fire out and it didn't end up detonating. And to this day, I have absolutely no idea if, because we had tipped off Homeland and the feds, that information had gone around. And then so the ports knew that, like, if there's an event with this type of fire, to like double check that is what it actually is, so that you don't inadvertently become a dead part of a massive plot to, like, kill thousands of people in your city. I have no idea. I don't even know if the code's real. I don't even know if any of this stuff is real. However, I will tell you that given that there were like 5 total, targets identified, and the very first exact date, the exact thing from this document happened, I don't know what to do with that, other than, but just to put you in my position, when he hit me up and I saw what was going on during the shelter in place, as far as I know, this is exactly what we identified. It has not happened yet because they have not implemented the response that they think is the correct one, which, had it gone according to the plan that was laid out in the document, was going to literally I'll show you. Let me show you guys this. Okay. So, what would happen if an entire container of UN 1040 exploded? Okay, so an explosion of an entire container of UN 1040 would result in a catastrophic high-order explosion of fire, producing a massive toxic and flammable blast radius with severe, potentially lethal consequences to life and infrastructure. Ethylene oxide is an extremely flammable and reactive compressed gas that can detonate even without air, making its explosion similar to an industrial-grade 2-phase thermobaric weapon. Okay. And in addition to that, the air becomes pestilence. Like, it becomes, you can't be outside, you can't breathe it, none of that. Okay. So at the time, I think that this is imminent, right? Like, as far as I know, this is imminent. And so I start calling Chris. I start calling Chris Pihota, retired division chief in the FBI, over and over and over at what is 3:45 a.m. his time, over and 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 over, and texting him over and over and over. Cause, like, I don't know who else to call who could quickly get in touch with whatever port. I'm sorry. Well, with the port of LA, given the active, situation that they had. I couldn't get a hold of him. I had no idea what else to do. And I just sat there and like, I was just terrified. Like, I thought, I don't know, I still, at the time, still was like, this could be the most insane coincidence of all time. And I still think that could be the case. I have no idea. None at all. But, quite the coincidence. And believe it or not, I am extremely sensitive to, like, accusing people of things when I don't know for sure that they did it. And I certainly do not know for sure that this, again, I don't know. I have no idea. But all of that happened. All of that definitely happened. Mark, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate you. I was, but we just became friends. Oh, we just became best friends. Yeah, for sure, dude. It's all of them. I like that name very much. And welcome to the membership. Pete, what's up, dude? Dude, you use my line, maintain radio silence, you annoying bloody rug. Oh, dude, you're UK for sure. You bloody rugrats. I'm telling you, I wish that I could implement that phrase. What's up, kitty? Hi. Did you guys know that if you slow blink at a cat, it tells them that you love them? Kitty, you want to say, come here. You want to come say hi to them? Do you want to? you. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. He hates everyone except for me and my family. But he likes me because you have to respect him. Like if he's like, hey, I want to get down, and you're like, no, then he's like, fuck you, dude. Peter, thank you for the super chat. This is a lot. Good thing you have ADD and to go through the information with him fast when he's on live stream with you. Killer work, bro. Crazy shit. Yeah. I still laugh thinking about just thinking about Jim. Like I'm not, again, the package I sent to Jimmy at Homeland could have been how they knew to put it out, or the FBI might have gotten word to the ports, and that's how this whole thing didn't happen, or it wasn't real. Like I have no insight, dude. I just have no insight. The only thing, the part of this that I'm leaving out is that I did interact with the FBI after that. And there was a period of time that I was asked not to talk about this publicly, but that is past. And then, obviously I told them at this point that I was going to talk about it. Now all of the dates have gone by. And the other thing too is the arrest that happened around New Year's Eve, like the I can't believe it was like the New Year's where they were trying to blow up LA and New York. Hold on, let me pull that up. This one. So this one, wait, is this the right one? ISIS. I think this is the wrong one. Yeah, I think this is the wrong one. I think that there was one that were domestics, and yeah, I don't know. I literally just laid out the entirety of my involvement in this. Like, this is just something that literally fell in my lap because I was just talking on the internet, and I'm not a code breaker of any kind. I pose no future threat to anybody in that world. I just, what am I going to do? Not report it? You know what I mean? Like, I love America and I love Americans. I just want to yeah. And again, like people, I saw people in the comments at Barron's are like Jesse would sit on this information. It's like, what you think that I would risk American lives so that I could get some clout, the wait, hang on. There was another thing that someone sent me that they were like, you should respond to this because this was from Barron's stream. Hang on. I'm confused as to why these codified messages would be broadcast on something as public as X. Yeah. That's a good question. So this guy asked, why would these codified messages be broadcast on something as public as X? That's the point. That's the whole point, is no one who does not have the specific key to decode the cipher would be able to read it. You can put it out absolutely in public in front of everyone. Because think about this, okay? Let's say it was real, right? Let's just say it was real. And again, I'm not just saying this like for legal, I really don't know. So like, I am not saying that this guy David really is someone who tried to, or I don't know. I genuinely don't. But let's just say that it was, for argument's sake, right? If he had not been at the Charlie Kirk assassination and then been standing up cheering to where everybody started looking at him, this would have worked. Like it would have worked and no one would have ever saw it. If, in a hypothetical or anyone else. I mean, the only reason that anyone was even looking at the page is because of the fact that went viral on Charlie's thing. So if you're just like a random person who wants to get a global get a code out to people who are stationed globally, other places, and you don't want to be concerned about people intercepting your messages, this is exactly how you would do it. But that said, anyone who would have the codes, the cipher key is a massive threat, because all it takes is one person telling whoever you don't want to know what the key is, and then they'll be able to, capture and decode all of your messages. That's the kind of thing that happened. Like the movie, what's that movie called with, I think Benedict Cumberbatch is in it. And it was about how in World War II, they decoded the Germans like messages. And so they spent I believe it was mostly the Navy, and they were choosing which battles to be there first for and then win, because they knew that if they made it too obvious, then they would change the code. And so they would they had to like sacrifice ships, and they would have to sacrifice it to make it look like they hadn't broken the code. And then they would systematically and surgically decide which ones to use the information and then win to where they wouldn't know that they had broken the code. Really fucking smart, dude. And by the way, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel and liked the video, that would be amazing if you did both. I just saw this one. Vlad, thank you for the super chat, dude. Rogue says, I would have 100% made a video rather than writing it out, and I would have had a puckering beehole the entire time. Great work. Yeah, dude, it's still weird to even. And then Jamie says, the fact that your kid come before your live is amazing. Love you and Gabby. Thank you. But that is an easy choice, that is an easy choice. Still here somehow. Thank you for the super chat. They got the wrong podcasters to run the FBI. They should hire you, Nate, Matt, Barron, and Candace. Cheers, aka I'm a buck, dude. I would pity the full. You give Candace the strings that can pull on the power that the FBI has, and I fucking pity her enemies, dude. I pity her enemies. I would pay. Like if I had a choice of things that I could collaborate with Candace on, that is the easiest choice ever. I would love to be a 2-person interrogation team with her. Would fucking chew people's livers, dude. I would be like, okay, look, so here is exactly what I'm going to go in there. I'm going to set him up with this. I'm going to get him to respond to this. We already know that this is his story here. And then we would twist them into fucking knots, man. And I just am going to use this moment again to reiterate that the person who was questioning Hillary Clinton on Pizzagate yesterday should have to explain to the world how she had such a piss poor strategy, because what a wasted opportunity. She literally is like, so Hillary, have you been paying attention to the Epstein files? And do you see any emails in the files where the terms like pizza are, redrudging up some of the things that were part of the original Pizzagate scandal? And if you have looked into those, what would you say to update the world on what is in the files? You're all, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? First of all, I listened to it 3 times before I even understood what her question was. The other one is like, so Pizzagate, that you were running a child trafficking thing out of a pizza place in DC. You're all, who taught you how to do this? Who taught you how to do this? Okay, I laid it out last night. It's simple. Hillary, are you familiar with what spirit cooking is? No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. But let's just pretend that you're not. Here is a New York Times article that lays out in plain English what spirit cooking is. Marina Abramovich. Let's call it an art exhibit. Let's call it an art exercise, since she is a physical art person, among other things. Okay, if that's what it says. It is what it says. It also says that you mix semen, blood, and urine as part of a fertility ritual, and pig's blood is used, well, at least in the public version, pig's blood is used to write messages on the white walls. There's also a portion where you're going to slice your finger, right? Something about cutting your finger and then eating the pain. You can see in this picture right here where Marina wrote that in blood on the wall. Cut your finger, eat the pain in blood. See that? Okay. Okay. And you can see her sweating because she already knows where you're going, right? Okay. So we're aware. So we're acknowledging this is what this is. Could you explain why your chief of staff was invited to a private version of what was just described? And if you have a little bit of extra time, verify whether or not you're aware that what I also just described when I explained what spirit cooking is identical to an Aleister Crowley satanic ritual, which is right here in his satanic Bible, which satanic cults are based on all around the world. Why would your chief of staff have been invited to a thing like that? And also, have you seen this picture where on this date, his finger seems to be cut? Didn't he say that he didn't go to that? He said he didn't go. He said he was invited but didn't go. Never mind the fact that just being invited is that concerning, but like, cut your finger, eat the pain. Looks like he's got a little boo-boo, right? Looks like he has a little boo-boo. Do you believe him that he didn't go? I'm just saying, I'm just asking. Just asking. I'm not trying to fuck with him or her or any of those people. I'm just demonstrating how good lines of questioning, if you are interrogating people, should look, right? Like, that's how you interrogate people. How are these people in positions where they're like in the Ghislaine Maxwell one, when the guy was questioning, he's like, this is not rocket science if I know how to do this with no training. You know what I mean? Anyway, and Ian, sorry, Ian, my bad. Oh yeah, Ian's on the team too. I talked to Ian today. Definitely Ian and Webb. W-E-B. Are you talking? Oh, George. Jerry, thank you very much. Still here somehow. I like that name too, dude. Oh, I'm sorry, Kitty. You want to go out? Do you want out? Is that why you're whining? I knew he was going to do this. Look, you guys want to see him? Kitty. He's so mad. I'm going to let him out real quick. Hold on. Okay, come on, Kitty. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. No one's trying to trick you. Go ahead. It's not a trap. That cat is he is convinced that there is like people are trying to trick him all the time. Christina, I pray Candace, you, Ian, Barron, Heavy Duty Country Danks, a few I'm missing, all get to meet. Oh, yeah. Dude, we might do me and Nate and Dan were talking about doing an event where like at a ranch where people can come out and shoot and hang out for the mods. Oh, thank you. I don't even know. I think thanks is probably on here. Make the mix correctly. Thank you for the super chat. They were taking in that code in Baron Coleman's super chat last two episodes. They were talking in that. Oh, they were talking in that code in Baron Coleman's super chats the last two episodes. Talking in the code, like they were, because the code is basically. I mean, it's kind of multi-layered, but the primary function is that capital letters get broken down into numbers, which are then parsed on some other, like, dude, not my, like here, check it out. So you extract the capitalized letters and convert to numeric value. And that's the big thing, dude, is like the actual code is just in the capitalized letters and all the rest of this stuff is just noise, right? Which is interesting because then when you look at the other follow-up ones, right? Because he had two more, and this is the third one. This is the very last one. right? This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 total words. And the first letter is capitalized in all except for 1, 2, 3. That's why I've always see, you can see right there. Look, October 22nd. So like we, the people tipped us off about the one on the 20th. And then as we were doing it, 2 more went up. So this was the second one that's going to be on the 21st, I believe. Wait, where did that go? Oh, okay. We can't see the bottom of it, but like, yeah, this is this one right here is the second one. So this one's shorter, but you see capitalized letters. Yeah. And again, the third one, so short, dude. That's what I'm saying. If there's not a code that is based on capitalized letters, it is pretty weird that this last one is like this with just, every single word is capitalized. And the first one is like, there's so much noise. Like, and then he had this one pinned and then he just deleted all of them. So I don't know, man, that's where I've been. And again, I'm trying very hard not to sound like I know anything for sure, because I don't. But in the event that it was real, I have certainly hypothesized that whoever sent us that cipher key probably was someone who was on the inside of the thing and tipped us off. You know what I mean? Like, because we would have never figured that out, dude. Like, I showed you my investigator had tried a billion different things and never figured it out. You could give me this, like literally you could give me this and be all, Jesse, figure out what the code is. And you could come back 6 months later and I'd be like, well, I tried this and I couldn't find anything. They're all, did you even try? I'm like, nah, I didn't even try, dude. I didn't even try. That's not what I'm good at. I'm not good at that shit, Pete, thank you for the super chat. And also, Jesse, not too flippant about the radios. Great work on this. Okay. Oh, deep dive, brother. Top work and know how to think. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate you. You all freaking rock. Yes, all of you do. Christy, you look like you like rock and roll music too, which rocks. Jamie, the fact that CO doesn't use you as a line of info is sad. Love her too, but girl builds your village. Dude, what's the right way to put this? Like, Candace is like, this is why I never have thrown rocks at any of the directions she's going, is because she has so much more information than I do, to where like, and like I said, now that I think I have my arms around this thing, she was right. Like, she was right the whole time, except with a slightly modified conclusion. The reason that she was so laser focused on them, assuming that I'm right, is because they were lying and they were involved. And the reason why I didn't see it initially is because I had determined, just because I'm exceptional at this, that I was like, no way, they would never kill Charlie. And however, if I thought Charlie was dead and then they kept lying to me, of course I would think that they did it. You know what I mean? That's why I did that's literally what, like, that's why I did the series. Is I was like, as soon as Candace sees this, she's going to know. Like, she'll know. Candace will know. She'll be like, oh, that's why they've been lying to me all along, is because of that, or at least that was my hypothesis. But I wasn't sure that she would watch it. I wasn't sure anybody would watch it, because the premise sounds so fucking insane. Like, I know anyone who watches the series is not going to be able to honestly, if they watch the whole series, no one can be honest and be like, this theory is crazy. And I don't think there's any chance that it's true. That's not going to happen. Send you an email with more information on the NCI. Thank you. I will definitely check that out. I put it up. I'm not going to forget about that thing. Christopher, thank you for the super chat. Justin Smith said, thank you very much. Trump likes to make posts with randomly capitalized letters. Has anyone compared the cipher to those posts? No, I haven't. Hey, I don't even want to speculate what his cipher post would be like. He's all, I'm trapped. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's like, this is the wrong day to talk to me about decisions made over there. It's just zero. Thank you for the super chat. Hello, Jesse. Great to see you. This is just a troll test. Love your content, brother. Respect. Thank you very much, good sir. And Lindsay Parker, thank you very much for the super chat. All right. So then what do let me just run through the chat here. So oh wait. Just say you're going to show us the video you sent in. You should have started this. What? I put that out in a video, dude. That's been out for 2 days. Or was that yesterday? I put that out yesterday, dude. Look at it. Hang on. I'm not going to play the whole thing because
last night
everybody's seen
Darren
it.
talked about on his live stream a very crazy
In
situation
this video
that
right here that is titled, oops, I have no choice now. I have to make this public. That was, I posted that yesterday morning at, so this one, I had no choice. I had to make this public. Look at, this is the entire video right here. The entire thing, like the whole, it's, I think it's like 17 minutes long. But yeah, all this where I'm in the black shirt is all the video that went to the FBI. So if you haven't seen it, you want to check that out, that's where it is. I have no choice now. I have to make this public. I posted it yesterday. Anywho, Erica Kirk's birthday is November 22nd. Whoa. And mine's the 23rd. So she is a Scorpio Sagittarius, like me. Are you doing, Laura? Are you doing, you're trolling me. Are you trolling me? Are you trolling me? I did a video. I literally the video that I put up today is responding to the palm pistol thing. I would love to talk about this again, though. I would love to talk about this again. Because there's a lot like, I thought Wolves in Finance. I feel like when I watched my video back, like I literally just watched it a few hours ago, and I was like, I don't think I did a good enough job explaining how much I liked about Wolves in Finance's video, because I thought his video was great, very compelling stuff to think about the entire thing about the military and deep state intelligence, like kind of that being the actual battle that's going on behind the scenes. I thought that was very interesting. I thought there was a lot of really, really interesting stuff, especially about Trump with the military and leadership in the military, using him as their kind of, mode to kind of run their side of this. I think that the stuff I've read online about like, Trump was still in charge of the government while Biden was in office I don't think that's true, but that's only a detail of what he, put together. I thought that was really compelling. The thing about the palm pistol, though, and the reason why I laughed is because he had so much good information in there that 100% supported my theory that this was a coordinated military operation, and they faked Charlie's death as part of a large-scale war between these groups. And then when he got to the finish line, he went with the least likely, like most easily disproven one of all of these, dude. Like, you will not listen. When it comes to the financial stuff on this, right? Like, I'm never going to argue with Wolves on anything. Like, obviously he is way more credible than I am when it comes to any kind of laws or whatever, anything related to accounting, any of that stuff. I would never argue with him on that. And there's other people who are, specialists in other things. I will promise you, if you go to anyone with significant experience with firearms, Nate, Dan, me, Trigger Smart, anyone who has an extensive amount of time shooting guns, they will laugh about the palm pistol theory because for multiple reasons. Okay. Now in Wolves and Finance, he talked about, having those DARPA glasses, which would allow you to see a laser, right? Which again, I'm not saying that's impossible, except that the application of the DARPA glasses theoretically would be that the guy with the rifle is about to fire a live round into the trunk of the SUV so that there is a real bullet that's been shot. It's just not going to go into Charlie. It's going to go into the thing, and they're going to, time Charlie's reaction to that. I'm not saying that that's like true or whatever, but I'm just saying like that would at least make sense. Having a laser on a palm pistol and people thinking that that means that it's going to make it super accurate is like so naive. It's the kind of thing that like people who shoot guns will all tell you like, oh, that's not how that works. Okay. Like I have a Kimber Ultra Carry with a laser on it. Like that's one of my, I don't carry it because it's a 1911 setup and it's a different type of setup that I just like to carry this, striker fired all the time because I don't want to like not remember what kind of, anyway, it's neither here nor there. But a 1911 setup has a way easier trigger to pull than a striker fire. And I have a laser on that. Now I can shoot very accurately with it. And that's a 45 caliber handgun. No one in their right mind who is any kind of professional of any kind would ever use a compact pistol from 25 to 30 yards away to try to commit an assassination that's this important. And a 32 caliber palm pistol is so absurd. It's impossible. Zero for every reason. Number one, it's going to be super hard to shoot it accurately. The fact that it has a laser on it does not matter. Like if I brought my, like one of my laser guns up here and I just put it against the wall and then showed you guys, like you'll see the laser's always going like this. Like you can't keep it still. You can't keep it completely still. No one can. A palm pistol is way less stable. You're going to have to hold it like this and then squeeze it like that. Like with like a regular firearm, you have it stable, and then, you have your body in a stable position, shoulders up, and then that way you can pull the trigger and your arms are, your whole frame is stable so you can shoot something accurately. A palm pistol is that how would you have to go like this and then you have to squeeze it. It's way harder to hit something that's far away. And a 32 caliber round is not even close to enough stopping power to know that you're going to successfully be able to shoot the guy. Not to mention, for sure, even if it was a palm pistol, there's like there wasn't enough recoil for there to be anything more than a tiny round. No one would try to kill a person in that situation with that. And the other thing is so ludicrous about the theory is like, if they have a guy with a 30-06 who's firing it up or whatever, why wouldn't they just kill him with a rifle? Like what possible reason would they have to shoot a fucking palm pistol at him from that close? It's absurd. Like it is like, I can't possibly stress enough. The palm pistol is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. There is no chance that's true. None. And I'm not saying this like there's nothing. I'm not doing this at you. I'm doing it just in terms of anybody who is entertaining the palm pistol. It's fucking not like this absurd. Not to mention DARPA fucking glasses, the most advanced technology that we have, mixed with a gun design from the fucking 1800s and that you squeeze. It's absurd. Like if they want to tell me maybe that like they have some kind of advanced, like, and I don't know why, what do you call it? Compressed energy or whatever. I don't know. Like these things, some kind of new weapon, maybe. But if we're talking about a projectile that is going to be shot out of a firearm, okay, like no, and certainly not the palm pistol. I'm not trying to pick on you at all. Like, Black Scout, what's up, dog? But Black Scout, he will validate what I'm saying for sure. Black Scout, what's up, dude? As a matter of fact, Black Tie, will you validate that the palm pistol is absolutely fucking ludicrous, please? What makes you think Charlie was shot only once? I mean, I don't think that he was shot. The palm pistol makes sense. Are you guys fucking with me, dude? Are you guys trolling? You guys are trolling me, dude. You guys are trolling me. The microphone exploding with all those pieces on floor of car. I mean, listen, dude, that one makes way more sense than the palm pistol. Like, let's just, like, honestly, I'm completely willing to have a conversation that just excludes my entire hypothesis of it being fake, because there's no way to know for sure anyway. There's no way for me to know for sure. I just encourage people who are interested in exploring that option, which I am about 95% sure I'm right about, to watch my series in the, what do you call it? My playlist, Manufactured Martyr, because once you look at it, you can't unsee it. And then all of these things start falling into place. But the exploding mic theory, and here's the thing, the reason why I can't do it. I was trying to do it. The reason why the exploding mic theory makes so much sense is because I think the way that they juked it is with something that detonates underneath his shirt to make it look like he got shot. And so, I mean, that's what it is. Now, one thing I can't explain that Baron showed me, because when Baron and I spoke offline, we ended up just rapping out about the case, is it does look like he has burns on his hands for sure. I don't know. I have no idea what to make of that. Like, I have no idea. I also have no idea. I don't know how. I would have no idea how they're doing Tyler Robinson. I just don't, there's, I know it happened. Tyler shot Charlie with a gun. I mean, maybe 30-06 though. We tested it, dude. We tested it, and it just ripped through everything that we tried. So, the guy, my buddy Ryan, who is the one who put the Charlie's alive theory on my plate initially, he hit me up and he's like, dude, you and Dan should buy a palm pistol and then try it. And I'm like, that's a fucking great idea. I don't know how much they cost. So Dan did not, when we did the 30-06, Dan didn't have a 30-06. I have a 6.5 Creedmoor. I have a bunch of stuff that shoots 223. And so I didn't have a 30-06. He didn't have a 30-06. He has a 338 Lapua. He has a 50 cal now, but we didn't have a 30-06. So I went and bought one. And, that 30-06, I bought the cheapest 30-06 I could find, which was only $480, including the scope. And it shoots great, man. It shoots great. The Savage Arms one that I got. I'm glad that I have it now. And he had a laser in his palm that aimed for a Now you're fucking talking, dude. Now you're talking. All right. Now you're talking. That's different. Now you're talking about, like, again, I don't think that's what happened, but like, this is a theory that makes sense, where this could make sense. Because again, DARPA advanced glasses with technology, AR technology and all that stuff. I mean, like, any kind of, that's the thing about this kind of stuff, is anything that you can think of, like something that you can just think of, it's highly, if it's defense related, it's highly likely that they have at the very least attempted to build it. You know what I mean? And that could make sense. Like, you use a laser and then you press something that locks that thing, locks that position. And then you could have some other thing that'll, like, that would make sense for sure. But in terms of like a single person holding a palm, like, there's no chance, dude. JFK Jr. faked his death. You think so? Dude, that was like, I was too young when that happened. That's the plane crash, right? Hold on. Lindsay was, I believe Elizabeth Lane is correct about Eric Kirk. She's a complete psychopath. Consider he found out the truth about her, faked his death in public to save his life from the threat of Israel. EK. I'm not laughing at you, dude. That's just something about conceptually a person faking their death to get away from their wife is really funny to me, dude. You know? And again, like, this is what I'm talking about. Elizabeth Lane is like a good friend of mine. She invited me on her show tonight, actually, but I was already doing this. But yeah, I mean, her and I don't agree on this at all. Like, I think the exact opposite. I think everyone is misreading Erica because they think that Charlie's dead, and I think Charlie's alive. And so Erica's just, people are looking at her like, what's wrong with you? Why are you less upset about this than I am? He's your husband. And it's like, well, you know, she knows something you don't, you know? I like, oops, what is happening? What the hell? Okay, that was really weird. Okay, so another one of the questions that someone wrote on Baron's stream was, oh no, I don't want to read that one. Okay, it says, wondering how many other Davids are out there here. This is part of the New York government's, NY government's plan for security for, I don't know. Oh, Ryan. Ryan texted me fucking 35 minutes ago about how he'll throw down the budget for the palm pistol, dude. Hold on. Oh my God, dude, it's hard to keep up with. It's hard to keep up with this. Hang on. Oh, sorry, I missed these. Let me get those. Juked it to protect himself. That is so funny, dude. That is so funny. Dude, what happened? Like, this, like, completely, like, my thing normally alerts me when I get these. Thank you again, Lindsay. Appreciate you. And then, okay, Erica Kirk's birthday in November. Okay, I saw that one. Jesse posted a short clip on your last video. Watch when you have some time. It can happen without. Oh man, I hate this, dude. I don't know, without WP. Somebody tell this Nimrod me what the WP is in reference to. I'm sure it's something super simple, and I'm a fucking idiot and can't figure it out. Doesn't think of it super chat, but then he said a palm pistol from the 1800s was the shot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ludicrous. If Charlie is still alive, do you think eventually his kids will still the beans? Assuming he sees his kids. Oh, I think that he sees. Yeah, like I think that's part of the point. Like, this is okay. When I say he faked his death, like, people think that what I'm saying is that he's going to be in some isolated, like some, like, cottage in the middle of nowhere for the rest of his life. And that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that what I believe he's doing is he's in the middle of a war that people don't even understand. Like, people don't even realize is happening. And you have Charlie, and you have the tech, you have Peter Thiel, potentially Elon Musk, those guys, like the new technology people who Charlie's with. And then you have the old guard, the old money people that Epstein represented as an example, like where he, you probably know, I represent the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and these guys. Okay. Like, these are the people who really run the world, and you don't ever hear about their name. You don't ever hear about their fingerprints being on anything, and their fingerprints are on everything. With what I think he's doing is taking himself off the map so that he can operate in the shadows with no risk of legal repercussions of any kind. Because as far as the world's concerned, he doesn't even exist. He's over here doing his thing strategically, and he is operating like, he's like a shadow person that, all the people that need to know. But in terms of the public record, he's off the map. And that also gives him the ability to exonerate all of his all of the people at TPUSA from any kind of legal repercussions at the future date, because anything that happened before he died, they could just blame it on him. Boom, they're clear. And then also, I think that this was intended to be the war's knockout blow, like the final thing that got, because at the end of the day, you have to win elections in the United States to win this game. And I think they thought that this would drive so many voters over to their side, and also would give TPUSA, it would be the launching pad for the future state of TPUSA, to where they would get so, because like TPUSA was on my radar before this, but not like this. I thought when it first happened, like, oh, is TPUSA even going to survive this? It's all Charlie. Completely, clearly, very underthought, because now people think the TPUSA is in trouble, and it appears that way to like this small group of like the niche of like podcasters and podcast viewers, when in reality, there is a world so much bigger than us out there that they are expanding rapidly in. Like, look at the number of schools they're in, look at the number of the churches that they're in, look at the number of membership, like look at membership, look at money raised. Like, they've exploded since this happened. And so it's, it's going to be about reach, and it's going to be about the end of the old system, which is happening, which is just the old school monetary system, the old school fractional banking system. Like, all of that is going to come to an end at some point over the next, I don't know how long. That's their system over here. The new system is going to be about technology, and it's going to be about AI, and it's going to be about who has reach and who controls messaging where and when. It's a war for the future of the world. And I think this was a massive strategic play that they made that clearly did not go as they anticipated in a bunch of different ways. But anyway, okay, so, and then juked himself to protect from Eric. That's so funny. Bro, I love your show. Keep being over the top and bringing that energy. I absolutely will. Thank you very much, Long Cal. Oh, oops. Jennifer Spence, how can I email a random question not related to anything? I bought an old gun at auction, and no one in the area can tell us what kind of ammo it needs. Honestly, if you send that to realjesseonfire@gmail right now, I promise I'll look at it, because I don't know necessarily that I'll be able to answer that, but I'll look. I'll put it up on the screen, actually. Christopher Henry, thank you for this video. However, it was done with CO2. That's why the shirt puffed out. Oh, like whatever was done underneath. Listen, dude, I killed a 6-point buck dead with a 22 caliber air rifle by accident. Fact, 100% true. Gabrielle will come up here and verify it. Okay. Like, I've told this story before, but a huge deer attacked my dog. This was also in October, but it was in October 2013. And I ended up smoking this dog with a shotgun, with a 12 gauge in my front yard in California, because he was going to kill my dog 100%. So I shot it with a 12 gauge, and the animal control came out. My next door neighbor was police. I went and talked to him. I ran over there. He thought he had heard me murder my wife because I was screaming, and then he heard a shotgun blast. And then I ended up over at his house, like, he told me he thought I killed my wife. And then when I showed him what happened, so he was the one who actually called the cops, and that's why I didn't end up getting arrested, even though I did that in California. But because they told me that actually was like, even though you're all self-defense, he was killing my dog, they're like, that's not actually how the law works. But because technically, like, your animal is equivalent legally to like your property. So it's like, it's as if I shot a deer in my front yard because it was attacking my mailbox, is what he told me. Anyway, neither here nor there. I dodged a bullet on getting arrested. So I went and got a Benjamin nitropiston 22 caliber air rifle. The first day that I brought it home, my wife and my kid, one kid. So all I had is Giselle at the time, and they were flying back to where we lived in the Bay Area from Palm Springs that day. And I was supposed to pick them up from the airport. So a couple hours before I'm supposed to leave, there's a fucking huge deer in my yard. The first big one that I had seen since then. And I had never shot one of these nitropiston air rifles. So I was like, oh, I wonder what kind of heat this thing has. Because I bought it specifically so I would never have to use an actual firearm again in my yard to avoid being arrested. So I took this thing, had not sighted it in, nothing. And I hip fired it from I was probably I would say I was like maybe 18 yards away. I don't know, less than 20, more than 15, right? I hip fired it literally like this, was not aiming beyond just going like this. It's a single shot. And I bang, and it hit hard. That was the very first time I had fired this thing. So I didn't know what it had, right? So I heard it hit him and it was loud, dude, like loud smack. And the deer just like did not even react. Like it just went and then just didn't run, nothing. And I remember I thought to myself, I'm like, that's a tough ass deer, man. I'm pretty underwhelmed with what this fucking rifle is doing. So I can't remember exactly what I did, but I did something for about maybe 20 seconds or something. And I turned back around because I had opened my backyard door and done it basically from inside my house, something I would have never done had I not been home by myself. But I turned back around, I look out the door to my backyard, and literally as I'm watching, the deer's leg just went like this. It just folded out from under it. Like one leg just folded and then it just fell. So I thought I injured his leg, dude. Like because I hip fired it. So I thought I had injured his leg. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't mean to hurt him, dude. It's a fucking pellet gun, dude. So I called animal control, right? I called animal control because that's who the cops called last time to come get the deer. I thought they were going to be able to like help him or something. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but I called animal control. So I ended up going out. So I grabbed an actual firearm to go out there just in case it went nuts. And I walked up. This is, I don't know, maybe a minute after that. And I walk up, it's not moving. I go up and it's fucking dead as a doornail, dude. Okay. I shot one with a 12 gauge previously from 6 yards away, right in the back, because, it's whatever, right in the back. And that thing lived for fucking 90 minutes until they came, animal control came and put a hot one in his noodle from fucking 1 foot away. The idea that this one had died inside of 2 minutes was like, I couldn't fucking believe it. Right. So animal control does not come. Fish and Game comes this time because they look and they're like, this is that same fucking guy that shot the other one with the 12 gauge. So they sent out Fish and Game. These guys came up like aviators, like totally different tone. I think they came to arrest me, or whatever. Like they were there not playing around. I explained to them exactly what happened. And for a long, like they didn't believe me. They were grilling me. And but I was telling the truth. So eventually so when they flipped this fucking deer over, I had literally, out of absolute miracle happenstance, hit him right behind the ear. Like I just shot this thing in the brainstem on the dumbest luck of all time. So as this is going on, this is right when fucking Fish and Game gets there. My phone rings and it's Gabrielle. And I realize I'm supposed to be picking them up at the Oakland airport in that exact moment. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, hello. And she's like, hey, where are you? She's like on the curb. And I'm like, so slight change of plans. I'm in our backyard. You're going to have to take a cab or an Uber or whatever, whatever. And she's like, why? I was like, and I explained to her what happened. She's like, you have to be fucking kidding me. And so she ended up coming back and I somehow avoided arrest. But all of that is to let people know that fucking nitro piston 22 caliber air rifles are not toys. Okay. They will kill, as I found out, and somehow avoided arrest. If Tyler had something like CP on his computer, they wouldn't feel guilty for sending him to prison. Similar, dude. That's so funny that you say that. I was thinking about that last night. I was literally thinking about that last night. That not about Tyler Robinson as much, but maybe if he had done something monster. But I was thinking about George Zinn last night because I had been operating on the assumption that, I thought, I didn't like put that much thought into it, but I was thinking probably maybe Zinn was in on it because Zinn had endorsed Lyman or whatever. But then I was thinking about the CP thing and I'm like, I wonder if they blackmailed him into doing it. Like, I wonder if they needed a distraction and, you're talking about military intelligence and they've got this guy dead to rights. And they're like, look, you can avoid consequences for this if you go do this. And and then they just betray him because fuck him. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like if that guy had like monstrous content like that on his computer, who fucking cares? Like, yeah, man, hey, we're going to go ahead and let you go as long as you go do this for us. And he goes, oh, I did it. He's like, oh, I'm off the hook. It's like, yeah, fucking right. You're off the hook. Get in the, you're at, you know what I mean? I think I like that. The more I thought about it, the more that makes more sense to me, because I was always like, so wait, so then he gets arrested for the CP thing the next day. I wonder if that was their way of like taking him off the map, but them blackmailing him makes a lot more sense. And that exact concept is inside of I've talked about this before, of Black Mirror, Shut Up and Dance. The episode Shut Up and Dance is that exactly. Jamie, thank you. It was like the world shifted when Charlie was shot, but Erica makes me want to throw up every time she talks. Again, you just got to watch her talk before Charlie's killed, dude. It's just like when she's with Charlie before, she's like, they're like totally fucking normal. She's a completely different person. Like she's literally a completely different person. Hold on, I don't like the ones where they're like on TV and shit. I like this.
Who is building Turning Point U.S. companionship together.
Oh,
a recognition that this union was
slop, dude. It's like everything that happened since he died is like this robotic person that does not. And again, it took me a long time to see this stuff too, because I didn't know who she was before he got shot.
Hours after conservative activists.
What is this AI garbage, dude? Most of the good stuff that I've found or that like people have sent to me is on Instagram, actually. Look at this. All of it is like, here's the robot version. It's like, I'm literally just looking for one or two of the clips of them together before whatever. You guys can find that stuff on your own time if you're interested. If you enjoy hating on her, just don't watch it, because you know, it will make you feel less like that. Okay, so this bro, he's alive and well at Fort Huachuca. I don't know about Fort Huachuca, but maybe, you know, thanks for being brave and trusting your gut. It's a rare talent these days. I can't help it. It's probably to my own detriment sometimes. But Fort Huachuca, I think, is where, if I'm right, that would be where they prepped, you know, where they did all of the run-throughs or whatever. You know what I mean? If Charlie's alive, wouldn't his kids let it slip? I think his kids are like 5 or something. You know, I don't know. Those are problems for him to navigate. You know. Personally, I think he is bunkered down with the LDS. Oh yeah, by the way, in Utah, and none of them where he's also think he has the kids. Dude, that's the other part of this, is when I first started triangulating all of it, and I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, and this is in Utah. Like, this was all part of the initial it's like, wait, Charlie's guys on Charlie's teams, they're Mormon. And they did this in Utah. And by complete pure happenstance, I lived there for a year and interacted with that community. And no, like, I can't stress enough, dude. Those guys will circle the wagons and they will never crack. They would agree to a plan like this in 1 second if they thought it was for a good reason and they were helping people in the community. That community is very tight, like very, very tight. I don't think that I can think of one that is comparable to how those guys roll. Like, if you're on the inside with those guys, they will do anything for you. And they'll like, this is the kind of thing that they could pull off. They're also very powerful, especially in Utah. You know what I mean? Jordan says, Jesse, totally agree with your theory. Although, do you think there's any possibility that the guy was sending hand signals because it was a timed event? Yeah, I do. I mean, that, like, it would have to be, because they have to know, like, they have to time it to where there's a lot of people involved that, you know, those guys are going to jump over the thing. Farnsworth allegedly is going to have to immediately go around the corner so he can get on the wall and he can get the shot of Charlie, and then he can do the thing. They shot Charlie. Mikey needs to bail and theoretically go grab the car and then drive to the hospital, because he's going to be the one that picks up Charlie and then gets him out of there afterwards, is the theory that I've heard. There's a lot of moving parts, man. there would have been a lot of moving parts, and yeah, they would definitely need to coordinate. Oh, here's the old gun. Okay. Let me see. Oh, you don't have a picture of it. Okay. Well, Jennifer, send us a picture when you have it, or if you can find it online, then if you send it, I'll show it to the group. Hashtag palm pistol, dude. Oh man, that will be a really fun video. I wonder if we could get Nate to come out, dude. I wonder if someone could, like, you know what, dude? I think Kentucky Ballistics, I know he did a video where he was trying to shoot with the palm pistol. So wait, hang on. Kentucky Ballistics. Palm pistol. Okay, here we go. We're going to just look at this real quick. And you guys, I mean, listen, we're going to examine it. Let's see.
There we go. A little to the left, but not bad. This actually has a nifty little ejector feature. This is spring loaded, so you can get your fingernail in there, just kind of pull that shell out. You know, because this is not your typical handgun, I feel like I should use a more advanced shooting stance, more like a karate stance. So let's try this out real quick. Huh? Kill! Hey! Oh! I did better that time. Look at that.
Dude.
Yes.
He's like 4 yards away. I want to see. Wait, and did he say what caliber it is? Hang on, let me see.
Pocket pistols, but the one I have today really stands out. This is a palm pistol made by Constitution Arms. So this is a rather interesting pocket pistol. It is chambered in 38 special, and to load it.
Okay, 38 special is a much better caliber than 32. I mean, that'll kill a person for sure, but I mean, not for sure, but it has a way better chance than a 32. Oops. Unfortunately, it looks like it would have also gone straight out the neck. But the problem is not about lethality or any other thing. It's about the likelihood of someone shooting it accurately from that distance. It's not that you couldn't hit the target. It's that you have one round. No one would choose that as the way that they would do it. It's just like it would never, ever, ever, ever happen. Let me just see. Let me see if he takes a shot at it. Like, whoa. All right. Loading. Zombies.
I missed you.
That's a miss.
Go. Oh.
All right. He's hilarious, dude. Okay. See, yes, the art of the children hands to yes. Yeah, that would have been my next question to so we do the Marina Abramovich one, and then it's like, let me ask you this. Have you been to one of Tony's art gallery displays? You ever been to one of those nights at at his house where he shows his different art pieces? I'm not even going to show him, dude. It's so crazy. Pay your rent. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. If Charlie's alive, wouldn't his kids let it slip? Oh, wait, didn't I do that one already? I don't know. Candace is digging up a bunch on her and her history. It's not looking good. Thoughts. I have been watching it and I don't know. I'm like, it's like, so my thoughts on it are a few things. I think that TBUSA is definitely trying to present her as the ideal American conservative woman, right? Because when you look at the part of this where she made up that she hadn't dated anyone previously and that she didn't drink alcohol, which clearly is not true. It's not just that she's lying. It's that it's such a dumb lie that you're 1,000% going to get caught for. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't have it both ways where Erica can't suddenly be a person whose entire life was private just because you wished that that was the case. Like, she was on reality shows, dude. She was Miss Arizona. Like, she had a very big public, well, I mean, you know, not big in comparison to other people in the story, but a big enough public profile that you're not going to get away with that lie. So like, why tell it? Why tell that lie? And, man, what if they're doing it? Man, I don't want to step on this video, but as I'm saying this out loud, I saw a clip where Erica and Charlie are talking to each other, and a caller or someone writes in a question that says, Charlie, do you feel guilty when Erica receives hate online because of you? And he's like, no, I don't. And they go into this, you know, this conversation about it. You know, obviously this is when Charlie was alive, and she ends it with, bring it on, bring on the hate. And when I saw it, I was like, God, that is so ironic, because look at this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they could have possibly envisioned this. But I'm just thinking about whether it's even plausible that they would be egging this on purpose. I would need to think of a reason that would make sense. And I can't right now, unless Candace is in on this with them. But I would have to think of some reason that creating a viral hate campaign against Erica would benefit them. And I can't think of one at all. I just can't think of it. Unless selling. Listen, if there is a reason that having everybody go this hard on Erica is an intentional outcome from Charlie's brain, then my series is fucking them and needs to come down immediately, because those two things cannot exist at once. The only reason that I think that you would do that is if it was so important that you sold people that he was dead, that you would kind of, I don't know, like seed and try to initiate that type of thing. Because that's why I've always assumed there's no way Candace is in on this, because why would they ever do this? But again, I saw that clip yesterday. I still don't think that it is, but getting back to my point, like, you're going to get caught for that lie. And at the end of the day, though, if the purpose of the lie is because they are trying to be good role models for Christian men and women in the United States, then I'm good with that lie. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain lies that's like, wait, so why are you lying? It's like, dude, we want people to know that they can save themselves from marriage, that they can not do drugs, not drink, and they'll end up finding a quality man. And I'm like, fucking all day, lie your fucking ass off then. You know what I mean? That's a good message. So, because otherwise it's just insane that they would have told that lie, you know? But when it comes to like Candace's show and what I've seen on it, I don't know how to interpret it. You know, it's like, all right, so her family, like they did this weird backdating of when they got married, which is like super bizarre. And I'm trying to think, I'm like, why would they do that? You know, like, what's a reason they could have done that is not an international spy ring that's doing some super nefarious stuff? I'm like trying to back into it. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, the only thing I could think of is if they were lying about Erica not dating or drinking to send a message to like American Christians, then it's possible that they would lie about when they were married to cover up the fact that Erica was had out of wedlock or something, maybe. Like maybe Erica was had out of wedlock. And so they would lie about that to cover that up. But I don't know, you know, and like the other stuff is it's not hard to make inconsistencies seem nefarious, but I'm not really, I know I understand why people see Erica the way they did, because I saw her that way prior to then seeing all these videos of her before Charlie was killed and then figuring out what I think is correct, which is that, you know, and so it's like, and she just became a different person because I think she's playing a role now. But if you remove that part, just your overall impression that watching her makes you feel icky, you know, which I told you guys, like before I got on the train I'm on now, I couldn't watch her for 10 seconds. 10 seconds was too much for me. I was like, oh my God, yeesh. If you take that away and you're just kind of looking at each of these things on their face. Now, the Romanian Angels thing, no bueno. The other thing about the, you know, choosing to have this guy go on the speaking tour who's involved in this case where he's, you know, covering up for this guy who's just systematically victimizing these kids. It's like there's no talking your way around that at all. But in terms of the stuff that's been in her show thus far, I don't know. I just don't know what to make of it. I don't know what the purpose of those things would be, you know? How would Tyler know who cops grabbed while he ran? Excellent question. Excellent question. You know? Oh, no, that was just this old guy, this old crazy guy that we blackmailed into, you know, distracting people while we unhooked Charlie from all of the hoses, you know? And then why is an exploding microphone a theory when he always used a hand mic? That is an excellent question, isn't it? That is an excellent question that almost makes me want to do this. You know, just while I have your guys' attention, I might just point out a thing or two, you know. So it makes me want to show you that.
Possible.
Oops, this is the wrong one.
Saying a thing like that.
This is the wrong one.
He's dead.
This is the wrong one. Hang on. This is part 1. I need part 2.
His whole shirt come up as if there's a blast underneath the shirt.
As if there's a blast underneath. Resize this a little bit so you can see the whole entire thing. Okay. 10 minutes before the shot is taken.
We're taking this country back, everybody. I'll tell you what.
The squib is the hose and the squib are underneath his shirt where everybody thought that the microphone was. In my theory, not a statement of fact, but in my theory, what you are looking at right here is a hose and a squib, and you can actually even see, you'll be able to see it in a second. Watch this.
Let's get started. God bless Utah. Yes, sir.
Look at that. Does that look like a microphone, guys? Does that look like a microphone? Is that an exploding microphone? Okay. All the people that told me they would die on this hill. I'll die on this hill. How you feel now? You sure?
Yep. And that is after this whole portion where he showed exactly how they would recreate it, but I can't show that because I will get this age restricted, this one. But I'm going to find one thing that I can show. Where is it? I can't find it. It's like it's an image that shows Charlie and it's back to like, it's the guy who's demonstrating how they would do blood, like blood effects with the hoses and all that. Oh, wait, this is it right here. Boop.
And we have a little thing on Charlie's back, a little indentation that looks exactly like the...
There you go. This is the guy showing how the blood effects work in the movies. This is Charlie Kirk the day of. Doot. And then if we were to, let's say, go to episode 3.
Okay.
Check this out, dude. Where is it? Because I have a picture of a hose hanging off of him while they are carrying him.
Now, I know I told you.
Or this one where we found out that 90 days. Here, let's just watch this part, dude. That walk in there and it'd be like, oh my God, his toothbrush not out. Little things that were only between you guys are what would be hitting the heart. So I always just found this whole entire stuff like this is weird the way that she talked about it. But here's what I found. Okay. So where this actually came from, okay, the reason that this became a focus is because of this right here. Okay. So Milo Yiannopoulos went on to Tim Pool's show, okay, on December 5th. Okay. Well, or this aired on December 5th. Okay. You can see that right there. December 5th. Okay. Now, what came out of that episode was the following. Okay. This is the clip right here taken from that episode. This one was posted on the 6th, but the actual episode was on. Yes, I will. I'll show you right after this. The 5th. This is a clip taken from the episode that was posted on the 5th, and the date is very important. Okay. So let's watch this together. Oh, I'm sorry. Some context. They right now are talking about Candace Owens and her investigation into the Charlie Kirk case. Tim, this is when Tim was going on his tirade. This is right around where he was calling her the C word, all of that stuff. Okay. So let's go ahead and rock and roll.
For lawyers to share offices with government departments.
She did not vet
for the security,
that the planes at the airports actually loaded up cars and went to that building. She made that up.
You're not going to hear from me that she's got everything right. I'm not here to say that.
Endless, just bullshit.
Clearly that's not the case. But first of all, I believe that she is motivated by a sincere desire to find out what happened to Charlie Kirk. Second,
agree.
We don't know. We still don't know because they are telling untruths about it. I know for a fact, for an absolute fact, that Charlie has not been buried yet. I know for an absolute incontrovertible fact he's not.
And this is December 6th, which, listen, I might need a refresher in counting to 1, 2, 3, but that's 3 months after he got murdered. 3 months. Does that sound normal? Has not been buried yet? He hasn't been buried yet. What? But how does that make sense? Okay. More to come. And again, this is December 6th, but the actual thing happened got posted on December 5th. Okay. I don't know when they recorded it. It could have been 3rd, 4th, but the 5th is when it actually went up. Very important. Okay. Let's let him finish his thought though, because this is definitely true according to him. And does he seem like he's lying?
Why? When there's no good reason for it. I know for a fact. I'm going to tell you. You know that my faith is sincere. I hope. Right? You know that I. Thanks for leaving that dark. Thanks for leaving the silence there. No, you. I hope that you understand that I'm a sincere person. I swear on my Lord boy I lost. I swear, cat, not person, but I swear on God, on the Blessed Mother. I swear on Jesus Christ. I know for an incontrovertible fact that Charlie has not been buried yet. There's no good.
So, I will just recap what happened after that. Is the next day, Tim Pool's house, he had that shooting, and all of a sudden, the entire news cycle, if anyone searched Tim Pool, became the shooting. No one saw that episode. And then 4 days after that is when Erica went on her press tour, the second one, where she was like, these conspiracy theorists need to leave it alone. Can I have this one thing? Can I have this one thing? And not show everyone exactly, like she did, and she never even denied that Charlie's body wasn't buried. So I found that interesting. Now the why. Here, I'll just show you Charlie gets carried. I'll show you the very beginning of the entire series because that is exactly where I put out there, and I am very excited to hear what you guys think about it. But none of listen and showed us the text. Oops, that they thought of.
going to be splitting this into 2 episodes. We got a lot
It ended up being it's like at 7 and counting
of stuff to look at. But first, let me explain some things. So if this hypothesis is correct, then guess what? Everything that you saw on September 10th would be a publicity stunt, a large-scale one, a psyop, but it would also make Charlie into a manufactured martyr with the intent of sealing control of the government for the next 12 years. I think that Charlie and them believed that if they pulled this off and convinced the world that he was murdered by radical leftists, that they not only were going to be able to absolutely solidify this rock solid support that they had in the 2024 election, but they were going to get all the rest of the independents over there. Now, I wonder where they could have gotten the idea that something like this could be a watershed moment that led to tremendous benefit in elections and overall popularity in the country. They would have the ability to designate Antifa as terrorists. They'd be able to get into their funding.
That is a massive part of it, because that is how they'd convince Trump to sign off on the plan.
They'd be able to root out all of the people who have been trying to destroy the country from the inside out. And I also think that Charlie has been talking about this since 2018, because I know he has, because Candace told us and showed us the text. He thought he was going to die young, and he said that he believed that Candace was going to be the Iron Lady who was going to take it on going forward, and she was going to lead the final revolution that saved the country. Now, this has been confirmed that he really believed this. He talked to counselors about it. He talked to his priest, talked to his therapist, whatever. This is all real. Now, imagine that you're him and you think that you have to die in order for this outcome to happen. Guess what? A much better option to you might sound like, well, what if I just make it seem like I died and the same future will happen, which could explain one of the reasons that this went wrong. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about practical reasons that this went wrong in this hypothetical situation that I am definitely not saying is accurate. Now, speaking of practical reasons that he might want to do this, he also just spent the last year believing that he was going to go to prison.
Joe Biden sent the entire federal government after Turning Point USA and me personally. They wanted me in federal prison.
There's another reason that you would absolutely want to take yourself off the board. But the reason that everybody would have helped him do it, because there's a lot of people who would be involved in this, is because they believed that if this is executed correctly and the world believes that he's murdered by leftists, then there is no question who is going to win 2026 midterms, 2028, 2032. And if we have that much time, they believe, to remake the world, then they've won. This would have been the knockout blow in the battle for the future against the demons. In order to be able to get behind this theory, even with the absolutely astronomical amount of evidence that we're going to look at, you still have to believe that this reason is big enough for J.D. Vance, Kash Patel, the Farnsworth family, obviously Erica, of course, his inner circle at TPUSA, including his Mormon friends who are so well connected in Utah that they might even know people who could get the grounds ripped up the day after at UVU, just to make sure that no one ends up testing the ground and finding out there's no real blood there.
And remember in Candace's series, how she talked about Erica's family's connections to UVU and how much power they had in that university? That was one of those ones where I was like, there you go.
This is the courtyard where it all happened. It's now open to the public again. There's lots of people coming here, placing flowers, cards, things like that. And the university is already making some changes. They're replacing the grass where Charlie Kirk was speaking with pavers.
Now, in order to be able to understand this story, you have to be able to see the world through the eyes of the people who are in this story. Every single one of them that's involved believed that if they pull this off, they are going to save the world. If they would have pulled this off, they would have been right. But they made big mistakes, huge mistakes. And the irony is that the biggest one out of all of them was they underestimated the collective intelligence of the population that is going to be looking at this. And they never asked themselves, what if Erica can't pull it off? What if she's not a good enough actress? What if she can't get people to believe that she is a grieving widow? And since you can't involve Candace, because Candace has beef with a lot of people who are going to have to be involved in this thing, okay? What's she going to do if she smells a rat? What is going to happen if Candace, A, believes that you were murdered, and B, smells a rat with the people around you? What kind of destructive force could she be if you sick that dragon on that situation? And as crazy as you think I am, I promise you by the end of this, you are going to start questioning yourself, and you're going to start questioning whether this is possible, because everything that has been weird so far gets answered by this answer. All right, so we're going to start right here with a little reminder of the Snake Eyes connection.
There was a movie in 1998 called Snake Eyes.
Oh man, I have a huge thing to update after this part, dude, that I didn't know when I did this.
Cage. I'm pretty sure some of you guys have seen this. In the movie, They're at a boxing match. A politician is assassinated in the movie, and his name is Charles Kirkland. Okay, think about Charlie Kirk. This is very.
Look at the girl's outfit. First of all, you can't see her very well in this picture, but she's wearing a white pantsuit. And thank you to Jamie for finding this, by the way. Shout to Jamie for finding this exact thing, because if you guys recall, okay, at both Erica's initial address to the nation a couple days after, or like I think it might have been the day after, she was wearing a white suit with that type of jacket. And then again at the memorial, she was also wearing a white suit with the same type of jacket.
very, very weird. Okay, he was shot on the left side of his neck.
That's not the thing, by the way, that I was alluding to.
The film takes place on September 10th. Rob, that's the
date of the fight. This is what we were talking about yesterday.
This is what we were talking about yesterday. Rob, that's the poster. And then the boxer who's in on the plan, who's doing a diversion, he wakes up on the ring. His name is Tyler, like Tyler Robinson, and he's called the Executioner. Okay,
Jesus.
Weird. And then the tropical storm that hits in the film is called Hurricane Jezebel. And for some of you guys that saw Megan Kelly just did a piece. That's the name of the online magazine that allegedly hired witches in August to put a hex on Charlie. And the film.
And what did Candace uncover about that? Remember that? Candace uncovered that online magazine, Jezebel, had been created 4 months before the Charlie Kirk assassination. It did not exist before that. And then when she looked into the like witches that did this, also had just been created within the last 4 months, right? Just another thing. And the other thing too is the original ending for that movie was that Hurricane Jezebel ended up washing away the entire boardwalk in New Jersey. And the underlying biblical meaning behind it was that when something gets so corrupt, you have to God will wipe it all away so that you can start fresh. Okay. And that's still not the thing that I'm referencing that I'll tell you right at the end. Hang on.
Parts of the film were filmed at the Trump Taj Mahal and Hotel Casino, and the secret camera which films the assassination, but the videographer doesn't let any of the movie believe everything except
so
the eyes.
The question is, do you think it's more likely that God foretold this incident through a 1998 Brian De Palma movie, or that a bunch of high-level, brilliant people and military intelligence built the op around this movie? Because that is the kind of thing that they do in military intelligence with operations. And here's the part that I didn't know when I wrote this. Okay. Now, I never talk about Stacey Sheridan because she is a very, very smart and very sharp woman who I never want an issue with. But Stacey Sheridan co-founded the Gary Sinise Foundation. Do you know who Gary Sinise is? Let me see if you recognize him. Okay. Gary Sinise. Snake Eyes. Boop. Gary Sinise and Nicolas Cage in the fucking movie Snake Eyes. That is a TPUSA executive directly connected to the movie that this op was potentially built around. Okay. As of this, from what we just watched so far, we are 6 minutes into about 4 hours of content where I am laying out why I believe that they juked this thing. 6 minutes of 4 hours.
There was a movie.
So you keep that last part in mind. Keep that last part in mind. Here you go. At the end of the day, let me ask you guys a common sense question about that right at it. And then this is really important. This is like the Erica stuff that I was alluding to before. The gate. Either this is, and maybe it's both. Maybe it's foretold, and maybe also you have stuff around Snake Eyes because it's going to become much more important later. Now, so much of unraveling this thing is centered around Erica Kirk. And the reason that you are looking at this particular video right here is because this is taken between Charlie and her well before he gets assassinated. And I'm going to pause this right here just because maybe Charlie found out who Erica really was and her evil family were doing a TPUSA going to kill him and Charlie. So So again, I'm glad that you put this up because one of the primary ways that, actually the primary way that unlocked my brain and got me to see this was all about Erica, because Erica was the way she was. It never made any sense. I heard the recording of her after the memorial that made no sense. She's talking to the entire team. She has no grief. She's ecstatic about them raising money, whatever. And it made no sense to me, where I'm like, this is impossible. And then when I had recently seen these videos, which again, when you watch these, this is before he's killed. Does she still give you the same feeling that she gives you now? The reason that we're looking at this is to understand what their relationship was like. And I realize if you've only looked at Erica through the lens that you've seen her since September 10th and you have zero trust for her and you think that she's a psychopath, it's going to be hard to interpret this. But I'm going to ask you to put all of that aside and pretend you don't know anything about her at all, because that is exactly what this case would have been if you saw this prior to everything that's happened, and just watch them interact with each other and tell me how it makes you feel. Does she make you feel as awkward and weird in this video as she does now? Or does it feel totally different? Okay, watch this.
You'll be switching? All right, I'll count it down.
Wait. I'm kind of nervous, you guys.
She's nervous, which is why we must get going. All right, we ready? No. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of The Charlie Kirk Show.
You're going to have to do it again.
Introduce yourself.
Is that what you're going to say?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of The Charlie Kirk Show.
You're so mean.
I'm engaged. Would you like to introduce yourself, or should I introduce you?
This is mortifying.
How would you like me to start? All right, we'll try it again. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of The Charlie Kirk Show. Joining me is the most special guest, my fiance, Erica. Welcome to The Charlie Kirk Show.
Now, of all of the preface videos that I'm going to show you, this is the one that is most impactful for me. Okay. Watch this video and then tell me that you still believe that it is likely that this woman murdered Charlie Kirk and then, completely absent grief, has behaved the way that she has behaved since this happened. Okay. She loves him, dude. And he loves her. I am not wrong about this. Watch this.
Leave everyone today.
Grammar matters more than people realize.
Words of wisdom for today.
Learn how to say words backwards.
I don't know if they were the
Words of wisdom for tonight.
Power shows the man. You want to find out a lot about somebody, give them a bunch of power. Power shows the man. We will be diving deep into Aristotle. We were just at Hillsdale, good school, great school. The only college, the last college.
Your words of wisdom for today.
wise man loves to be corrected. Anyone that wants to replace error with truth is wise.
What are your words of wisdom for today?
To know the road ahead, ask those coming back.
That is such a sharp take right there, dude.
And where are we?
We're in an elevator. I like your hat.
Baby, what are your words of wisdom for today?
Lost time is never found again.
This is the best, dude. Oh, man, dude. People are just misreading her, dude. I'm telling you, that right there, like that, a huge part of this is I'm like, God, dude, Charlie would have he would have been planning this out, and it would have been unfathomable to him that people would have responded negatively to her. Like, he just could have never seen it because he sees her as she really is. It's like, yeah, but what if everyone thinks you got violently murdered and they're not convinced that she is grieving? They're going to think she's insane. She's going to think she's a fucking psycho. You know what I mean? Speaking of little babies, Georgia and Jen, say hi.
Hi.
Oh, you don't want to come on camera? Wow. All right. Smart kid. That's sad. Georgia, what? Do you like Charlie Kirk?
Yeah.
Good job. All right. I got to put you guys to bed, huh? Okay, I missed some super chats. Hang on. YouTube, why can I not ask Jesse what info he got of photo on X posted by D? Please allow this question reworded so many times. Wait. What info he got of photo on X posted by? Let me look that up. I don't have any idea what this means. Posted by D. I don't know, dude. And they are oh no. You guys, 24/7 dumpster fire wanted me to know that between whatever I posted today, and he says between that and your obsession with Candace's wild dreams, I've had enough of you, dude. No. 24/7 dumpster fire. No. I don't even know what this post was. I don't know what we're this guy. Oh, Baron was defending me. Okay, this guy says, what would you know about war? This isn't even a war to begin with. It's a military operation, you fucking imbecile. Baron's all, could you please describe the difference between a war and a military operation? I appreciate you, Baron, dude. Thank you, sir. You guys, I'll come say goodnight in a second. Mama, what's going on? I apologize. I'll tell you what, dude. Warrior Poet, just email me the question, realjesseonfire@gmail, and I will look at it right now. Reagan says it's just strange to use the lapel mic when he always used a handheld. It is. It's almost like it's not that. What, Gabrielle? Gabrielle says that the lapel mic would have been for capturing a different audio feed for like reels. Gabrielle, we've already established it's a hose. Okay, fair enough. She says if it is a microphone, it would have been for capturing different audio for like reels and stuff, which is smart. Your read on E-Key is halfway there. Use your theory plus imagine she may be next. If don't act say does all the BS she looks shady, but I pray for wait, hang on. Okay, so it's half there. Use your theory plus imagine she may be next. Oh, she might be next to get whacked if she doesn't act say does the BS she looks shady, but I pray. So I mean, listen, dude, people will do you motivate people with either an incentive that they want or an incentive that they don't want, like silver or lead, carrot or a stick. And certainly, like, if people think they're going to get killed, generally speaking, they do what they have to avoid that. But that doesn't I'm not saying that your theory would be incorrect in theory. Like I can't disprove the hypothetical. What I'm saying is that when you get into the details, especially when you watch episode 2 that I did, and you see how many people appear to be like doing all of these things that only make sense in the context that I laid out. Like, it's like, okay, they're either conspiring to whack him or they're conspiring to do the opposite. And like, there's just no scenario where all of these people who all love Charlie would have done that, in my opinion. What is the connection to What is the connection to Riot Info and Omar? Riot Info and Omar. Is that supposed to be Riot Inc.? If this is supposed to be Riot Inc., then I know who it is. But I don't know what Riot Info is. Hold on. Wait, hang on. Oh, dude. I can't read all this right now. Okay. In reference to the cipher, interesting date to choose 9/22 also happens to be JFK's death, and 9/22 is Erica's birthday, according to her birth certificates. Not week. You mean 10/22? I'm sorry, 11/22? Because one of the messages got posted on 10/22, but the incident, if it was real, was 11/22. Hold on. Oops. Okay. Assassination. Oh, fucking come on, dude. Oh, no. Oh, it was on November 22nd. Okay. Wow. I did not know that, dude. I did not know that. Look at you, dude. Well done. That is concerning. That, again, I don't want, like, if someone thinks that I want that cipher to have been real, I don't at all. I would much rather that AI was dicking me around, you know? And Vic, thank you very much. Thank you. And Douglas, welcome to the membership. Jamie, what's up to the girls? Thank you from them. Vivek, I'm nobody, but I happen to have inside information that Charlie is alive and well on an island off of New Zealand at Valhalla Resort. Well, if you have that information, you are not nobody. But I saw that like TikTok or whatever, where the dude showed that is there a reason that you know this that's not the TikTok reel? If you do, I would love to know how you know that. I would be ecstatic. The thing is, if I knew for sure, like, this is just the honest truth. If I knew for 100% sure, I wouldn't talk about it, actually. That's why, like, when people people have suggested things to me about how I could, like, really prove it, and I'm like, I actually don't really want to prove it for sure. You know, because my point was not to, like, completely out them and fuck their shit up. I was actually trying to help them by putting it out, because I saw this effort on the other side as, like, destructive towards them. And I was trying to help, like, you know, kind of curb that a little bit. See, like, David, Twitter encryption posts. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. The photo city at night. David. Okay. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Did you send another one? What about them? We asked ChatGPT, of course, what the. Oh, okay. Oh. Why can I not ask Jesse what info he got of the photo on X, the posted by D? Oh, okay. Understood. So when we asked what it was giving us, like, it might be this, it might be that. Shit, I'll do it again right now. I'll do it with you guys on. Let's see if we get a different answer. Hang on. I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was like, do. We didn't focus too hard on it because we figured I actually can't remember, but it was like it didn't give us a definitive answer. Okay. let's do this thing. Let me actually upload that first. Let's see what comes out of that. Oh my God, what is? Okay, there we go. Yes. What is this a picture of? See, it's like Los Angeles Bay. It might be San Francisco, Honolulu, Monterey, Mexico, whatever. Like, ooh, I could probably, okay. Please do. I'm looking.
Where's the picture look like?
Looks like it's taken from Twin Peaks above San Francisco. So 70 to 80% San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah. It's a nothing. It's nothing. Sorry that took so long. Sorry it took me so long to figure out what we were doing there. Okay, I gotta go put my little babies to sleep. But I might do another stream. I might do another stream after this because I have more stuff to talk about. But I'm gonna wrap this one up because I gotta go put the babies to sleep. Thank you guys for hanging out. Love you guys. I think I'm going to have Chris Pihota on I'm not sure, but next week when he's a little bit better recovered, so he'll be able to talk. But Chris Pihota, the FBI retired FBI division chief that I interacted with on this, is going to come on, so we'll be able to talk more about that next week. So thank you guys for hanging out. You guys are the best. Okay, one more. Douglas Crawford, thank you. He's corollary. What if Charlie Kirk was a fabricated persona? Then he didn't fake killing a person. They simply erased a mirage. Damn, that's deep, yo. Yeah, I mean, I've asked AI about a death certificate, and they say that they're not public most of the time, or most of the, I don't know, but they couldn't find it. But I don't know. I mean, if Charlie Kirk, if that's not his original name, which is possible, I don't know. It's, I mean, possible. Anything's possible, man. The world's a show. Anyway, but you guys are the best. You guys, yeah, you'll be able to rewatch this as soon as it's as soon as I get off, it'll let you go back to the beginning. You guys are the best. Love you guys. Peace.